Last time on Take 10, we were talking about the storyteller. They're coming to you telling, I think you need to know this. Maybe you don't. I don't want you to hear this from someone else. I want you to hear it from me. Maybe you don't. The storyteller, oh my God, I've had a lot of them in my life, and you have them in your life. That's why I know that this session of Take 10 is so poignant for your work today. And these are the things that stumble people from becoming fantastically wealthy in the kingdom and the greatness aligning itself with Him, because here's what they want to do. The story men, the story women. It's wicked. Wicked men and women always seek to persuade the minds of others to align their thoughts with the story they tell. I'm going to say it again. Wicked men and women always seek to persuade the minds of others to align their thoughts with the story they tell. Sometimes they'll approach you and they'll say, how could you do this? How could I? It's anger talking. But when you try to reason, when you try to explain, that never registers. All that registers is that which is within them already, and they're wanting to tell a story that aligns with their thoughts. The difference between when I was young and now in the last 15, 20 years, the difference of this age we live in rests within the technology of the day. All that is reported becomes the record of fact, and it is more respected than the truth. They report whatever they want to it. If you report it enough, people have begun to believe it, and the record of fact is a story crafted by an opinion, and it's more respected than the truth. And if you should fail, to pay a bill on time, if you should lose, if you should snub, if you should do anything, if there should be any wrongdoing of a leader, those that God has cleared and repositioned, then you have to overcome the heralding of the wicked who seek to destroy every green shoot that breaks new ground. Let's talk about restoration. Let's talk about repositioning. Say that you've done the abominable. You're rotten. You didn't pay your parking tickets, bless God. Let's just tell a lie or rob a bank. It's the same sin. So let's say you are arrested for not paying your parking tickets and they boot your car. You think you might be able to get by that? You think you might need to take bankruptcy to pay all the parking tickets? If you're in Chicago, you probably do. You can wrap up a lifetime of money in Philadelphia and Chicago and different places. But I'm using a joke to get down to the horror of some people's repositioning. If God has cleared you, if you are sincerely honest and He has put you in a harbor to where you're getting your retooling, you're getting reset, your sales are getting set, He's taking care of you, He's helping you with a job, He's helping you with blessing, He's bringing strength, repositioning, then you have to do this. You have to overcome the heralding of the wicked. Because here's what they want to do. Every time you get a little green shoot and you raise your head up, chop that one off. Every time you get a blessing, usually someone within your family, or you will see somebody from the past, or you will see somebody on the street, and it will be their job to cut you down and to destroy any new growth that is within you. That's the opposite from God Almighty. God Almighty always wants to restore and renew and rejuvenate and bring forth power and strength to you, but you're more worried over what the fellowship or people think than you are about your own repositioning. I told a young man yesterday, as he left my house, walking down he was on cloud nine. We'd had a good meeting about something, and he was just on cloud nine. Well, and I stopped him and I said, listen to no one but the Lord. Take all of our advice. Take the advice of this one and that one. But in the end, remember, if you are called to be a leader, you must listen to your heart and to your relationship with God. Because if you don't, you'll be championing what someone else said you should be doing. You'll be championing what someone else decided was the path that you should follow. They will say why you should not be doing what you're doing. You've got to know that your green shoot that's coming up new must be protected while it's breaking new ground, because the storytellers are like the hungry animals of the snow-laden mountains that forage. You've seen them. Discovery Channel, if you haven't, they're pawing the ground, pulling up that which God has planted anew. I mean, they will paw your field no matter how deep God has repositioned you, no matter how much God has blessed you. It's all designed to bring hurt on you, and the one that bears that, the Bible calls them a tale bearer. Now, I'm not here to preach no horror and gloom. I'm just saying you can avoid that, because now you know I am repositioned. Just say that wherever you are, I am repositioned, or I am in a safe harbor, or I'm being blown to a safe harbor. Whatever your route is, wherever you are, if you're in the midst of the most horrible trouble you could ever be, start speaking your way out of it. Close your eyes and see a horizon. See one that God has painted, not the one that people has painted. See where you're going, and then begin to believe for that wind that we talked of last time to blow into your life and move you from rough waters into a safe harbor. I'm not saying it's all easy and all great, because there's a lot of tweaking and sometimes God has had me changing out complete timbers in my ship. But when we got it fixed, the wind caught quick and you're right back on track. But the hungry animals are out there. Some people live on the disaster of others. I don't want to be like that. I want to love. I don't have a dog in most fights. All I care about is getting someone started again and moving forward. Perhaps you stumbled on this and you've been in ministry and you don't know how to get started again. Go to ministrylaunch.com. You'll find 15 or 16 different networks across the United States that you can join, become a part. We'll give you the legal covering you need with the Internal Revenue Service. We'll help you get your education back on track. We'll get you into that point. If you've dreamed of starting something new, and a service for the elderly, or you've been wanting to do this or that, all these things you've been wanting to do, don't let people tell your story. You and God alone can tell your story. Just get in contact with us. Ministrylaunch.com. You can find it. It's right there. Just get a hold of me. Look around on my page, GregoryHolly.com. Boom, boom, boom. It'll take you click, 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 and you'll be right in the middle of the biggest blessing and repositioning you have ever come involved with. Our job is to keep the independent preacher independent and doing what they feel is led of God on their heart. So, in the last 5 years, we've decided to open it up to those that are in the ministry of helps, those that want to do all kinds of things for humanitarian processes. So, whatever's in your heart, let's get out of that rough water, let's get into a harbor, and let's get some repositioning going on, because God has new green shoots to come up out of your pasture that will feed you for the rest of your life. God bless you. I'll see you next time on Take 10.